There's no doubt that the growing aggression of the Chinese Communist Party poses a generational threat to the United States. From using a spy balloon to surveil some of America's most sensitive military sites, to their theft of upwards of $600 billion of American IP every year, much of which goes into their military, to their continued military aggression and expansion in the Indo-Pacific. And now CIA Director Burns has recently stated U.S. intelligence has reason to believe China is considering sending weapons, lethal weapons, to Russia. All this ahead of the upcoming meeting between Chairman Xi and Putin next week, where they will surely strengthen their unholy alliance.
China has been supporting Russia's war in Ukraine from the beginning through its dissemination of Russian propaganda and its own use of disinformation to support Russia's war there and to blame inappropriately the war on the West, the United States, and NATO. We've seen China stepping up its economic engagement and purchases from Russia. And then also, Mr. Chairman, you recognize some of the countries that some of the entities, rather, PRC entities we put on the entities list for providing the assistance that they did to Russia, including one firm, Space City, that was providing satellite imagery to the Wagner Group. So we've made very clear that we will not hesitate to take steps to hold to account. We will continue standing up to PRC threats and provocations, whether in the South and East China Seas or across the Taiwan Strait, to its economic coercion aimed at partners in Asia, Oceania, Europe, and elsewhere, and to China's attempts to undercut U.S. and allied technological advantages and exploit our cutting-edge technologies to advance the People's Liberation Army military modernization. We'll continue to support the people of Hong Kong as they confront the steady erosion of their rights and fundamental freedoms. And we will continue to call out the egregious and unacceptable human rights abuses across China, including in Xinjiang and Tibet.
We've put 12 Chinese entities on the entity list, meaning they can't get exports from the United States under licensing regime that we put on because they were backfilling Russia, providing dual-use technology to Russia. We also put one Chinese entity on the entity list for providing parts that go into Iranian drones.
We all know that what the PRC is going to do. But the world needs to know what the United States will play by the rules. That will remain open to cooperation with Beijing on areas of shared interest and global concern, and that we are trying to keep channels of communications open to ensure that this competition does not slide into conflict. We need to recognize that war with China would be a policy failure of catastrophic proportions. It would cost countless American lives and devastate our economy. We must make clear that we do not seek war, and we will work to avoid it. However, we will continue to stand up to the PRC's aggression against our interests.